So I figured I ought to get at least a short and simple video done, and Canada's new digital charter certainly won't be that short and simple topic. Instead, we're gonna hear about the uncomfortable politician who helped kill free tampons in a Canadian city. Yeah, they've discovered a way to make free tampons now. Monsanto's genetically engineered corn to just grow tampons. No, I'm just joking. Of course, it's women's organizations have arranged donations and volunteer drives to arrange free tampons. No, that's not it. That's even fucking crazier. Free menstrual products won't be available in public spaces in Hamilton, Ontario anytime soon after City Council voted against looking deeper into the issue.
Phrasing?
With one councillor stating she was too uncomfortable to even discuss periods publicly. Hamilton councillor Maureen Wilson wanted to join the movement of providing free menstrual products that's spreading across some parts of Canada by having tampons and pads in buildings like libraries and recreation centres, the Hamilton Spectator reports. At a health board meeting Monday, Wilson proposed the city look at a pilot project on the issue. Another councillor seconded the motion, but a third, Councillor Esther Pauls, was quick to shut it down because of her issue with speaking about people who bleed publicly. She said she was uncomfortable talking about the initiative that would see free menstrual products in municipal cities. Paul says she believes women are always prepared for their periods, which honestly isn't even true for people who can afford tampons. Now personally, I don't know about that. If you're spending a fourth or a fifth of your life in a condition, well, you ought to be ready for it, right? Even if it's totally random, if you had a 25% chance of getting laid on a random day, you'd bring a condom, or at least brush your teeth, right? If you had a 25% chance of getting in a car crash, you wouldn't just not wear your seatbelt. And with all this sorority that's demanded and these conversation on the issues that no women can be too uncomfortable to have, well, it should be easy enough to borrow one, shouldn't it? Paul's also denied that people desperately search for alternatives if they can't afford menstrual products, and that link there is a whole nother story that I'm not fucking clicking on. Despite reports that those who are menstruating and homeless may resort to using items like sock, paper towels, and newspapers, which can lead to infection. See, Jordan Peterson never told her to wash her vag. Hey, and maybe she's also getting infections down there because she's sticking homeless men in that thing too. And I can kind of see the point here, but damn, tampons aren't the problem. We're already subsidizing the living of the homeless in so many other ways. Addressing all of these little problems one by one is just creating a bigger problem. And especially for homeless women, part of the problem is generally not that there aren't shelters they can't go to, but that they either refuse to go to those shelters or abuse the shelters, meaning acting violent to other occupants or bringing drugs to the premises, etc. No, we don't do that here. This is not a third world country, Pauls reportedly said. According to The Spec, some councillors also expressed concerns about the cost of a project such as this one. Supplying menstrual products could cost the city anywhere from $46,000 for people who use shelters to $11.2 million for all girls and women aged 12 to 49, according to a staff report. Ultimately, council voted down. What the fuck? Ultimately, council vote down the pilot project proposal. We're seeing some top-level editing, some top-level proofreading at these newspapers lately. Canada is in the midst of taking steps to address the 1/3 of Canadians who struggle to afford period products. Yeah, that's right. Canada is a nation in peril. 1/3 of Canadians can't afford tampons, even though 1/2 of Canadians don't even use the fucking things. And apparently Paul's comments show that period stigma still persists, and Canada's basically a third world. British Columbia announced in April that all BC public schools will have free menstrual products available to their students by the end of 2019 with the help of $300,000 from the Ministry of Social Development and Poverty Reduction. and the Ministry of Education. Because the government is going to control your children's sex lives, and really it's best to get them hooked on the government provisions early. British Columbia, my province, is the first province to make menstrual products available and 100% accessible in all public school bathrooms. Smaller efforts have been taking place too. A New Brunswick high school has been conducting a study since March that will continue until the end of the school year, looking at whether or not access to free menstrual products improves student attendance. Apparently the girls aren't doing well enough in school. Right, I know it's boys whose scores are down and whose attendance is lowest, but damn if we don't take action to improve the girls' scores anyway. It really goes along with our 95% female foreign aid policy, doesn't it? One poll by Plan International Canada found that 70% of Canadians reported missing school, work, or a social event due to having their period. 70% of Canadians, eh? So that means almost half of men have phoned to work reporting they had their period. Or maybe they're just not citizens anymore. But anyway, I think I found your wage gap. Ironically, and it's not really ironic, but Hamilton is also gearing up to have its first Menstrual Hygiene Day on May 29th, during which Councillor Wilson will be a keynote speaker. Happy Menstrual Hygiene Day, guys! Hamilton's first Menstrual Hygiene Day will take place May 28th. So, just another fact Vice got wrong. Thanks to Halima Al-Hitimi, which is a traditional Canadian name. It's about encouraging community-based conversations, as well as generating policy dialogues that promote menstrual equity, said Al-Hitimi. Well, Al-Hitimi, I don't have menstrual equity. I need menstrual equity. I'll take it in the form of monetary reparations. Menstrual Hygiene Day is a worldwide initiative that began in Germany in 2014 and has since spread across the globe. In 2018, 503 events took place in 71 countries. Al-Hitimi has been a tireless advocate for access to hygiene products, which she describes as a fundamental human right. She points out that for many women, particularly vulnerable women, trans women, not sure how that works out, or women living in poverty, access to pads and tampons improves both mental and physical well-being. So a trans woman is a man who's become a woman, right? And I'm buying them pads for the sake of their mental well-being. I think this is a little fucking backwards. Sean McKillop, spokesperson for the public school board, said the Hamilton Wentworth District School Board doesn't provide sanitary napkin or tampon dispensers in all of its washrooms. However, he points out that there are programs that help students meet those needs. For example, he said through the school support grant, students can apply 2 times a year for up to $1,000 to support student success and well-being. In the past, schools have used this grant to stock their walk-in closet, which gives students access to clothing, footwear, and hygiene products at no charge and with anonymity. Students can also apply for grants up to a maximum of $200 per year to help them overcome a wide variety of financial obstacles. Hygiene needs, specifically feminine hygiene needs, are one which we received applications for. Al-Hitimi says she hopes that eventually, as the issue of access to menstrual hygiene products becomes more and more mainstream, both the school... Is it not mainstream? There are people who don't know that you have access to those things, that they exist. She uses those key phrases, right? She uses that coached language that we've been seeing for years and years from these people. And as hygiene products become more mainstream, both the school boards and the city will provide these products to women and those who menstruate. So yeah, they're going to them trans men. I don't think people understand the degree to which menstrual inequality impacts people in Hamilton. You know what? I think she's right. People don't understand the impact of the menstrual inequality. And that's why I should pay to make up all the lost time of people who missed work from periods. The conversation has barely even started, she said, adding that menstrual products were subject to taxes for being a luxury item until 2015. And I'm not sure how it is now, but I remember as a kid, kids' shoes were tax-free, adult shoes weren't. Wonder if they were a luxury item. Because of course it's what we do here. I looked it up and it turns out this is a thing. Canadian Menstruators. And is that the socialist fist I see up there in their logo? From 1991 until 2015, the Canadian government considered all menstrual hygiene products a non-essential item or luxury. To add insult to injury, items like incontinence products, cocktail cherries, human sperm, and wedding cakes were not subject to the GST. It looks like the government's saying that adults don't need clothes and they're just a luxury good. Since exactly like those hygiene products were, adult clothing is not tax exempt. Now, according to them, you won't even know it's there. It's rare to check your grocery bill for how much GST you've paid on each individual purchase, so taxes on menstrual hygiene products often went unnoticed. GST had decreased from 7% to 5% across the board. People with periods were still unfairly paying into the system. You wouldn't want women paying into the tax system, right? And the ridiculous irony here is you want free tampons, you want free hygiene products, which means paying out of the system. So you want men to be taxed to pay out of the system unfairly. Right? So your argument here is the GST on tampons and sanitary napkins amounts to gender-based taxation. Now, I actually agree that these items should be tax exempt, but I don't agree that the taxpayer should fund them. And I'm working on another video now. It's kind of like a big grand conspiracy kind of video, like usual, I guess. And you would not believe what the government funds as far as basic necessities, particularly the US government. There are some particular necessities which the government provides the majority of, and I don't think 9 out of 10 of you would guess what they were, except for maybe if you're receiving those. Hopefully I can get together the time to get that video done sooner rather than later. The Conservative government announced that on July 1st, 2015, the federal tax on menstrual hygiene products would be lifted. The timing is significant. Canada Day. Our government brought its focus to women and trans people after ignoring their needs for 24 years. I guess that's kudos to conservatives, is it? The fight for equality and justice for all Canadians is far from over, but this victory was an important step. We told our government that we are essential and our government listened. I think the motto of the feminist revolutionary is no taxation despite representation. And it's not even enough that we ended the tampon tax, but now there's a tampon tariff because there's an import fee on importing overseas tampons from fucking China. What's a word you could use to describe this? Oh, Kafkaesque. Yeah, that's the perfect word. It's Kafkaesque. If you start to look for it, you'll see this socialist fist everywhere. And they are all wearing red, aren't they? We are going to face some resistance, and some school boards and workplaces too, might feel that they can show that resistance because the conversation hasn't reached peak level. That's right, when we reach peak progressive, they won't even be able to show resistance. But when you dig into it, it makes sense why Canadians are being shamed about their cultural stigma towards women's bodies. Because growing up as an East African Muslim, you're not allowed to pray and you're not allowed to fast when you have your period because you're considered impure and unclean, and she just knew menstruation was a bad thing because all those good things like praying and fasting she wasn't allowed to do. But when she was 15, her father abducted her from her mother and took her to Kenya. From Kenya, they went to Uganda, and she couldn't get period pads in Uganda at the armed fucking border, and... So then back in Kenya, she got abused by her grandma, and then Canada helped her escape from Nairobi. But you know, she continued to face difficulties in Hamilton. And so really, we should be paying as a society to make sure her life has no difficulties. Because really, all those East African Muslim theocratic rules are kind of our fault, right? My taxpayer money should go to make sure she doesn't leak on her friends' couches. Kind of like when an alcoholic pisses on somebody's couch, you know, that's just really society's fault. And the funny thing is, well, she points out that women have an increased risk of mental issues during their reproductive years, a risk that doesn't exist pre-puberty or post-menopause. Keep explaining that wage gap, please. I think we're already into the negatives. I think you owe us men some money at this point. In 2016, New York City Council voted unanimously to give all women in public schools, prison, and homeless shelters access to feminine hygiene products free of charge. Politicians there compared tampons to toilet paper, saying it didn't make sense to fund one and not the other. For Al-Hitimi, providing menstrual products to all Hamilton women is a way to reclaim menstruation. We want to rewrite the narrative of menstruation. We want to look at menstruation as an opportunity for healing and cleansing, because that's really what it is. And now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go write Al-Hitimi an essay about the eloquencies of my asshole.